Okay. Adjusting the camera here real quick because I'm skidding in at the last minute as usual. All right, that's better, I think. Okay, nobody's here yet, so if you're watching on YouTube, scrub forward until you see something start happening. It's going to be a weird day because I don't really know what I'm even doing. How about that? So we'll just wait. Just scrub forward, and I'll find something to read out of our sarcasm book real quick. That's weird. Not a single person. Weird, weird, weird. All right. Now, hi, Dee Dee. Hi, Starla. I thought this is weird because my counter isn't moving. Nobody's around. Hi, Keeks. Hi, Linda. Give Tim a hug. So, hi, Sharon. So, yeah, you guys, I goofed up on my art. So, yeah, we're winging it today, man. Hi, Miss M. Welcome. I don't know that you've been here before. Hi, Marty. I'm not single, so yeah, nope, not today. Hi, Ego Brain. I wondered where you've been. I saw something on Instagram the other day, and I thought, man, you haven't been around in a while. Glad you're back. Hi, Christina. Yeah. So, just weird. And Ruth, you haven't been around in a while, so it's good to see you. Not a single person. Oh, okay. I get it, Marty. Duh. Okay. People are slowly coming in. So that's all good. But I'm going to try something really different today. Belinda sent me the original art, and I've just hung on to it. And then because I started cleaning in here, I came across stuff that I hadn't seen in a while. And this was one of the things. And I thought, dang it, I need to do something with that. So here I am. Hi, Kat. So, yeah, no links today, Kat, because I've got absolutely nothing new to show. I have no happy mail. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. That's good. I've not been in a live stream yet. Well, I'm glad you came to this one. The people in chat should be really nice. I'd only watch out for Dee Dee and Kat, Cheshire Cat. They're liable to bite your heads off. I'm not kidding. They got big boots on. Anyway, Dee Dee, I loved all your stuff this morning. God, those paper books were so cool. And I can see how you would love them because, yeah, in your collage, they're so perfect. There's so much cool stuff in there. And I was tempted to take those links, Kat, but I didn't because I don't need a bunch of junk around here. I just don't need it. Hey, Bossy Butt. And Miss M, since you knew Bossy Butt would be Devin. She is not bossy. She's just really aggressively helpful. So I might need help today, Devin. I'm not kidding. Hey, Dorothy. All right, we got people coming in. Dorothy, you were so lagged at Dee Dee's this morning, it wasn't funny. Yeah, I like the origami paper too. I like origami. And CB, I think, was really happy to win that. So, yeah. Yep, I like origami. In fact, I just threw some away yesterday as I was cleaning out. Practice ones that I'd done. Yeah, I threw them all away yesterday. Now I should get them out and put them in the scavenger hunt as something out of the trash. Hey, Missy. All right, let me read real quick out of, I don't know where I stopped. I think right here. I'll just read a couple. Bar, a place where lonely, desperate people go to get hammered enough to find another lonely, desperate people find other desperate people suddenly irresistible. God, I'm so glad I don't do the bar scene. Hi, Belinda. Belinda, I'm going to use some of that art you sent me. Hi, Laverne. Barista, a person highly skilled in writing your first name in Sharpie on the side of a heat-treated paper cup. I won't even go there. Bartender, a psychotherapist who keeps a damp rag slung over a shoulder, Baseball, a spectator sport known as the great American pastime, largely because so much time passes while waiting for each game to end. That's funny. There are many traditions associated with a day at the ballpark, including the consumption of sodium-rich foods and a beer-like substance that may actually be reconstituted urine. There is also the charming tradition of the park organist, whose many prompts get the crowd to cheer charge optimistically, even when their team is behind 16 runs in the top of the ninth inning. None of this is making any sense to me because I'm not a baseball person. Baseball fans are known for their love of statistics, including batting averages, RBIs, and ERAs. I don't know any of those. Another interesting statistic is that one could combine the yearly income of every working stiff fan seated in the left field bleacher section, and it still would not equal the weekly salary of the average bench warmer. That's what's pitiful. But I'll tell you a funny story about a baseball game. I'm really not a baseball fan. But when I worked in Denver, they had just built Rocky Stadium, and we got a baseball team. And hi, Joanne. And so I had a client who loved baseball, and so through another client, I got some really, really good tickets, and I went to the baseball game. I took him to the baseball game. Well, immediately, and it's the same guy, he did this to me multiple times, got there, started drinking beer. By the end of the game, he was toast. I'm not kidding. He was toast. And he used to do that to me. I'd say, okay, meet me here, 11:30, and we'll have lunch. Before I got there, he'd already been there half an hour and had 3 martinis, right? And every time I was around him, and I was paying the bill, of course, he would just get toast. So I'm dragging this drunk out of the ballpark in downtown Denver. I'm not kidding. That is my baseball experience. So glad I don't have to do that anymore. And then we'll save basketball because that's another thing I don't know anything about. But yeah, that was my one trip to Rockies Stadium. But I really did like the guy, and he was a really good client, so I had to put up with his drunkenness. Oh, I can't remember the last time I've been in a bar either. Yeah, can't even remember it. Been so long. Anyway, what else? Oh, I was going to show you quickly what I did in the Scabby this week, because I've been cleaning out and coming across stuff that I truly had forgotten that I even had, and I shoved a bunch of stuff in here that I need to use in it. So that's all this junk in front. And then all this other junk you guys have seen. Did I show you guys this? Because I'm going to do much the same thing today, this exact same design, because I love it so much. But anyway, yeah, I went ahead and did a Zentangle background in the background of that. And then the random useless fact. Now, all of this art is Terry Brett's. So if it looks familiar or the expressions on the animals are endearing, it's not thanks to me. It's thanks to, hi so much, thanks to Terry Brett. So the random useless fact, actually, APG Jamie had sent me a reel about narwhals and how that horn that sticks out of their head is actually a tooth. So I went ahead and looked it up. And the horn of the narwhal is, in fact, a highly sensitive sensory tooth. It detects changes in their environment, temperature, salinity, and pressure. And because of that, narwhals can't live in captivity due to extreme stress. They require extreme depth and are sensitive to noise. So, yeah, I put the googly eyes on Terry's animals. So that's a narwhal. That thing sticking out of their head is really a tooth, and it's like a sensory organ for them. And so then she'd also sent me these two, so I thought I got to just do the whole double page spread. So here's my elephant, and he's saying all my tuss do is get my dumbass poached, because they poach him for ivory, right? And the turtle saying, and all of a sudden being toothless is desirable. Go figure. Turtles do not have teeth. I looked it up. So, yeah. So that was fun. It was fun to do. It was fun to use Terry's stuff and put googly eyes on there. So very simple. Who needs braces? Oh, the tooth, duh. I'm sorry. Duh. And I think that's all I did. Did the background of that one? Yeah, that's all I've done in here. But I do have a bunch of stuff that I need to use. Look at this thing. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The narwhal. Yeah, I figured it out, Devin. Duh. I could draw braces on there, I guess. But I was glad that I got to use Terry Brett's artwork. And she sent me a whole bunch more. So turtles gum their food when eating. Yeah, I guess so, Joanne, because I looked it up and they don't have teeth. They do have that one hook on the front of their face. Do you remember that now, Belinda? But yeah, they have a hook, and I don't know. And I don't even know what turtles eat, really. Do they eat grass? Their mouth is sharp. It breaks their food. Yeah, but see, random useless facts can be very, very useful. You have a turtle named George? When I was a kid, we used to come down to Oklahoma. My grandparents lived in Oklahoma. I lived in Colorado. And down in Oklahoma, we have a lot of turtles. In fact, they dig holes in my yard and lay their eggs. And we used to come down here and collect turtles at the side of the road and then haul them to Colorado and keep them in our window wells, which I'm sure they didn't live through the first winter, but I was always dragging home turtles from Oklahoma. Now I just let them dig holes in my yard so they can lay their eggs. So anyway, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do the Zentangle in the background, but I'm going to, and I goofed up my grid somehow. I don't know how, but I did. Now I'm going to have to figure it out. Where did I end up? That's where I ended up. And I think that one's right. It's this one that I goofed up. I goofed it up really bad, you guys. I was just like, God. And everything was going so good until then. And then, bam, not so good anymore. So anyway, you'll see what I'm going to do here in a minute. And I'm going to use the Daniel Smith art sticks, which I still haven't gone and watched a bunch of videos about how to use them. So I'm just going to use them like regular watercolor. But I can't believe I goofed up my grid so bad. Oh, I was so mad at myself. And I tried to erase it, and it erased a little bit, but not really good. So we'll see how this turns out. And I don't have a plan B, so get over it. I think it'll be okay. God, I hope so. It's just going to confuse me. I'm going to be so confused. So you guys just make fun of me all you want. I don't care. You can do that. And I was going to try and get this done before I started the stream, but then when I goofed up, I was so mad, I went and took a quick walk because it was like, oh man, you're just going to be pissed off all day long. And I wasn't wrong. I'm paying more attention now, though. And then this pencil that I'm using is a water-soluble so when I add water to this pencil, it won't go away completely, I don't think. Okay, let's just say that. I don't think. We'll see. I don't know. I think part of the reason I'm all discombobulated, just in general, is my son is coming on Thursday. So I've got to plan a whole menu and actually feed real people that want good food. And I still need to go pick up my glasses, which is a trip to Joplin. And I need to get this house ready. Yeah. And it's going to be raining all week while they're here, which really bums me out because the dogs will be wet. But it'll be okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna endure. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am. It'll be a fun weekend. They're coming Thursday and they'll leave on Tuesday. So next Monday, I'll see. I was going to ask Barbie if she wanted to stream with me. So I may or may not be streaming next Monday, depending on, because otherwise I'll just hang out with the kids. Since I'll be leaving the following morning. But I don't know when I'm going to get to Joplin to get my glasses. And I suppose it could wait another week. It's, you know, but. And I don't know if they're going to have to work or what they're going to have to do when they're here. Jamie just sold his company, but I swear to God, he's working harder now than he was before he sold it. So no, Keeks, I think what they were going to do is just make a whole new set, because they let me pick out new frames, because I'm a pinhead, okay? I am a pinhead. My head is very small. And my old pair of glasses, I picked out kids' frames. And I loved them. They fit. They didn't have to hook the side pieces so much. And yeah, I loved them. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to go ahead and get a pair of women's glasses. Well, then when I picked them up, they had to fit them, and they had, I was not really happy with the frames, but I thought, well, I'll live with them. I don't care. I only use them for drawing and reading, and so who cares? But then when she was redoing it, she said, do you want to pick out new frames? And I was just like, yes. So I went and got myself another pair of kids' glasses. And I'm sorry I didn't have this done, but I was very mad at my bad self. And I don't know how this is going to work. This could be a complete bust. It could be cool, or it could be a complete bust. We're going to find out. So, and I don't even know if they're ready. They haven't texted me, but from the time frame she gave me, they should be ready. Yeah, I just got all brand new glasses. Joyce, did I say hi to you? Hi, Joyce. So after Dee Dee's haul, I bet you're glad I don't have anything to enable you with, huh? Those books, yeah, see, now I'm getting really, those books were so enticing. But yeah, hopefully I'll be too busy with the kids coming this week that I won't be shopping again either. It's just paper, I know. Yeah. So, yeah, I really hoped I'd have this part done. I hope I don't goof up now. Ugh, that would be horrible. If I goof up now, we're going to go to plan B. You guys are going to tell me what you want me to do. How about that? Nope, I did goof up right there. Look at that. I did. Damn it. All right. How did I know that I goofed up? Let's see. This one was right. This one was right. This one was wrong. So I'll start erasing right here. I just mostly want it in the background, so. Wait till you see what I've got to do on it, on top of it. Ugh. Well, I went to Sam's Club. I bought a couple pairs of glasses at Sam's Club. And I have to say, all right, let me get this right. This one's right. This one's right. This one's right. This one is where I goofed up right there. Okay. And I have to say, I've been really happy And we got Robert a pair as well, and he really loves his. Is that where I'm going? Let me move it this way for a second so I can see where I'm goofing up. Right there. Yeah, he really loves his glasses. So I started doing that a few years ago. Is that right? Let me double check. Make sure I didn't goof up again. All right, here's how we're going to fix it. We're going to start down here and try better this time. And then it should work itself out. And I'll draw a little bit darker. I'm trying to draw really light because I do want parts of this to dissolve into the background. And maybe I should stop midway and say, well, I can't, because then it gets all wet and I can't do anything on top of it for a while. I don't like getting new glasses. I really don't. I like having a pair that I really love. But Robert had been complaining about his. So I just thought, okay, time to bite the bullet. And our eyes hadn't really changed that much, honestly. And these are the only lines I have left to draw. So just put your patient panties on and deal with it. Too many lines going on. Well, I need the, yeah, I need the design in the background. I could have done it last, depending, we'll just see. I don't know. Too many lines. I should have thought of that. I should have drawn the design a little bit bigger is what I should have done. But I was doing it the lazy way. And other than that, we've had really nice spring weather, so I can't whine about the weather because it has been really nice. And then this week it's going to start raining, which is really spring weather. And then you can see a very light green tint to the trees, which means, yeah, spring and leaves and all that crap is going to be here before we know it. So that just tickles me to death because I am over the cold. So pretty soon we're going to have leaves and warm temperatures, and I can go outside more. And I don't spend a huge amount of time outside, but I like being able to go out and mess with my plants and, you know, seems like it was a long winter. But then I saw a guy on Twitter, another Oklahoma person, that said, this is the most mild winter we've had in 40 years or something. I'm like, you're crazy. What part of Oklahoma are you living in? God, I may have bitten off more than I can freaking chew here. I didn't expect that this design would get so wonky. There it is. Well, at least I'm going corner to corner this time, so that's indicative that I haven't goofed up thus far, and I'm almost done. Fresh new pollen for allergies. You just had to say that, didn't you, Belinda? I hadn't even thought about the allergies. That's okay. I'll still take the warm temperatures and the runny nose over sitting here freezing my ass off all the time. And I keep the temperature comfortable, but it's just knowing that it's not fit for man that makes me cuckoo. And you Canadians, I don't know. I don't think you guys are even freaking human, frankly, to live in that tundra. And I don't know where Barbara Chicken Pot Pie Society is. She wasn't at Dee Dee's this morning. And there was a perfect opportunity for music. Pop use their tech every morning. I try not to. I really do try not to do meds every day. Because now it could be me. Maybe I'm a dumbass. That might go without saying, but I want them to work when I really need them, so I'm afraid to take them every day. Am I wrong there? And there's so many of them that I can't take because they act like speed on me. Okay, now I can tell the grid is looking a whole lot better. You finished the scavenger hunt? Yay, let's put you on the list. We stop everything to do that because I'm scared I'm going to forget. Just me. Okay, just you. You're going to have to watch the stream where I draw the winner and then get a hold of me so I can get a hold of you. Just me. Yay, you. That's awesome. I think I'm right now about 50% done. Anybody else? We had nice weather until Friday, then it poured all day and my garden was flooded. Aww. Yeah, it's going to be a mess around here, and I'm going to have 3 big dogs here. But I got thinking, they're labs. My son's dogs are labs, and they love the lake. I mean, they love the lake. And so they would be jumping in the lake anyway. So I thought, well, why are you going to whine about wet dogs when they were going to be wet anyway? Because they can't stay out of the lake. And Jamie and Jill are good about drying them off, but yeah. But I was going to have wet dogs whether it was raining or not. Almost done, almost done. This better work out good. That's all I got to say. I'm right back where I goofed up, so I'm going to start pushing a little bit harder so I know which line it is. All right, there we go. Darken these. All right, good. That's all of them. So there, it's a, can you see, whole grid pattern. And I'm not going to use the grid pattern in the lines, just in the open areas. So we'll see. I did it, Ego Brain. And all the cutting of grass all through the summer, yeah. I would rather deal with that than sitting here in the freezing ass cold. All right, so I'm going to do wet on wet, and I'm going to use the Daniel Smith art sticks, which I like them. They're great pigment, and for the money, I'm just going to be honest. If I bought a tube of this cerulean blue, I don't know how many times I could fill a half pan, but these, for just having the pigment in a dried form, these are, you get so much pigment for your money in these. They're like, I don't know, $7 or $8 each for each color, but a tube is the same. So yeah, I just feel like they're great bang for your buck, but I'm not sure how to use them. You're going to need your new glasses. No lie, Belinda. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this a section at a time. So I can do wet on wet and keep the areas really nice and wet. And we're going to see how this works. Because I'm going to do this, it's going to be monochromatic. Unless, well, until I decide what I'm going to do with the, and you guys are going, you just drew that design. Like, I know I just drew it. And Belinda's, when she sent this, she drew it on bee paper. So I'm real familiar with that. And you can buy bee paper, bee watercolor paper down at the Walmarts, or you can order it and they'll bring it out to your car for you. And I'm just going to do this very lightly on the edge. And you're going, well, why did you do that design in the background? Because I'm going to come back in when it's dry. Wow, it is really sucking up the water here. And do Zentangle in the same blue. So I want the edges, I wanted the water to grab the paint so that it stays not necessarily white in the middle, but lighter in the middle. See what I'm saying? Spring is your favorite, but they're mild here with allergens. Yeah, well, I hadn't really been thinking about that. I was just thinking about so happy I was that the cold, cold, cold weather is gone. I'm going to have to blow this dry to finish it on stream. And I wanted the design lightened in the background, so that's why I went ahead and did it before. Okay, now this is going to work a little better. Thanks, Kat. I told you there was no links today. Now there you are putting in links. For inexpensive watercolor paper, B is not bad, you guys. In fact, before Walmart carried it, I used to order it from Amazon a lot. And the thing about watercolor paper is sometimes it can get so pricey that you feel like you can't experiment on it and waste it because you've got already so much invested, especially arches. And that's the nice thing about bee paper is it's inexpensive enough that you can experiment on it and not feel like you've got a huge investment. So that's one of the reasons I truly, truly love the bee paper. I should have rinsed my brush a little better. That's all right. Another thing about warm weather is that means all the city people will come back, which I'm not in love with that either, but I'll deal. I'm just looking for something to whine about, aren't I? I do like wet on wet watercolor. It's one of my very favorite watercolor techniques. But to kind of get a feel for it, you've got to practice. You've just got to do it. Everything I do is experimental, pretty much. Yeah, I like to play with my stuff. I really do. I mean, I spent so many years, teaching myself to draw, that after you've got kind of the basics, doing that, it's not that it's not fun. It's still fun. And I think you can always get better. But then I'm like, okay, time to move on. Something else to play with, something else to learn. I didn't notice when I pulled out the scavenger hunt list how many people were on it. I guess about 20 by now. So that's pretty good. I think last year there was only 14. But Dee Dee, that junk journal that you showed too kind of made me think of the scabby hunt. I am using my Daniel Smith stick. I haven't ordered any more of them, and I need to go watch some videos, how other people use them. I'm using it. I could just as easily be using pan. But I figured this was easier, and so yeah, that's what I'm doing. I kind of like how that grid is, it's still in the background. I'll hold it up here in a minute and show you guys, kind of disappearing in the background. But anyway, yeah, the junk journal made me think kind of the scabby hunt, that there's plenty of prompt stuff in there that I could use for scabby prompts next year. So I might be having you look that up. But I thought it was a very cool book, and I am excited to watch you work in it, because it is just collecting up junk and slapping it in a book, which is pretty much the definition of the scabby, collecting up junk. And of course, this week I won't be working in scabby at all. So from the looks of things, I'm not going to even finish my own scavenger hunt. But I'll keep working on it throughout the year. Hopefully I will get it done before next New Year's. I'm going to try and inch that out a little bit. And if Jill decides she wants to stream with me next week, or maybe they'll be doing something else, who knows, and I might just stream by myself, because I don't know if they have to work. I just don't know what is going to be going on. But if they do, it'll probably be something watercolor, because Jill likes watercolor. Her mother does too. So sorry this is so repetitive, but what are you going to do? The little space probably going to suck the whole thing up. Oh well. They do fade back pretty good after when they're drawing, so I kind of wanted them to stay darker, but they didn't, so who cares? I didn't really want straight lines like that. There we go. Just mess with it until it does what you want it to do. And while I was cleaning up some stuff that has been sitting around forever, I found really cool stuff that I forgot that people had sent me or I had bought. So yeah, I'm glad to get a little organized. Hi, CB. You got carried away with the vacuum cleaner. What are you doing with a vacuum cleaner? You have a robo vacuum like I do. In fact, you bought yours before I bought mine so that you could tell me whether or not I should buy it. And I'm not sorry that I bought mine. I like RoboVac. Bob is his name. Getting carried away with my vacuum is probably not a sentence I've ever uttered. I like this blue too. There's a couple other colors I wouldn't mind ordering, but I got to order from Blix. I've got to get a pretty big order so you can beat that delivery charge threshold. But I was jealous that Dee Dee got to go to a real live art store this weekend, get cool stuff. I'm not even sure. I'd probably have to drive to Dallas to find a real live art store. I'm pretty sure I would. There used to be kind of a half-assed one in Tulsa, not a name brand. It was called Triangle, and it was more geared toward engineering and drafting than art, but they did have a few art supplies in there. But since Triangle closed up, yeah, I haven't been to an art store, and I haven't been back to Denver in forever. So they've got a good art store in Denver. Meineker's right in downtown Denver. But yeah, I haven't been to a good art store since Australia, believe it or not. They have some good art stores in Australia. Only problem there is they're very pricey. Okay, what was in caps up here? Oh, Dorothy. Let me see. Did I say hi, Lisa? All right. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the lines between these areas that I'm painting, but because I had no idea what I was really going to do. But as I'm doing this, I'm kind of liking just the pencil left alone. Hmm. Now, what am I going to do with this? I don't know. It might end up in Scabby. Probably just one of my finished artwork notebooks. See, that's what I love about Wet on Wet, when it just grabs the pigment and does whatever it wants with it. There's something so satisfying about that. And thanks for the design, Belinda. I've still got that other one that you sent me, one of your colored ones, and then sent me a blank one. I've still got that one too that I want to mess with. After Scabby starts, it for a while it just seems like it's nothing but Scabby. But you've got a month left, you guys, so get on it. And I meant to say this last week because Devin had pointed out something about she hopes somebody in the States won because of the cost of postage. And I actually send you a gift card via email, so anybody in the world can win. And it's literally no sweat off my back. And then Amazon does all the foreign exchange, the money exchange, and all that. So yeah, don't worry about that. You can win wherever you are. You'll get the same prize whether you're here, Europe, Canada, doesn't matter. And I guess I never made that really clear. So yeah, the only thing I'll need if you win is your email address so that I can get you the gift card. It might, Belinda, I might have to cut it down, but depending on how bad I screw up from now until the end. Another thing I could do is just fold it and make it a, fold out. But yeah, at the stage that I'm at, yes, Belinda, it would work for monochromatic. And I don't know if I have that prompt done, honestly. I know I did the ombre background when I was playing with magicals that time. And I think I know what I'm going to do on top of that. I just haven't finished it yet. I got projects stacked up all over the place, you guys. All over. And then the kids come and I have to clean. Not really. The house isn't that bad. All I'll do is dust, run the vacuum, wash the kitchen floor. That's it. Well, I'll clean the bathroom too and change your sheets. But the house, yeah, it'll be okay. Ooh, I didn't have enough water. There we go. That one kind of, okay. Let's see if I can pick some of that up. You hear that, Raul? You're funny, just me. Oh my God, I know. I laugh all the time about, if you want to see Raul, do a giveaway. He will pop out of the woodwork faster than anything. I swear to God. which is very, I mean, we encourage lurking, so that's not that big a deal. But you know he's back there lurking, but he'll come out when the giveaway starts. I hope he's doing well at his health camp. I can't imagine being away from home that long. Oh, that would kill me. Going to Walmart kills me. Are you kidding? And in case you're wondering, I'm still loving Walmart pickup. Loving it. But I have to be deciding if I'm going to do it this week or if I'm just going to go up to Sam's Club to get groceries for when the kids are here. I have to come up with a menu. Ugh. I tend to feed Robert and I the same things over and over again, things I know we like. They're going to have leftovers, whatever. So when I have to cook for company, it's more like, oh my God, this is going to kill me. And I used to cook for 6 people every night. So it's not like I'm not capable. It's just when you get out of the habit, the thought of doing it again, oh my God, what a headache. Robert would probably be glad that I'm not feeding him the same crap that I feed him all the time. Hot dogs at Sam's Club. Oh, I love their hot dogs. Yeah. So but I could go up there, get my glasses, get some groceries. It just takes so darn long. It would be so nice to have something in the neighborhood, you know? But I'm not that lucky. And if I don't go on Friday, which the kids will be here Friday, I won't get my coffee. Ugh. I live for my coffee. All right, I'm not sure where that line's going to go. I hadn't noticed that. Oh, well, no big deal. And the stupid thing is, there's really even no place around here that we could just go out to eat. I mean, there's restaurants, but there's none of them that I can get excited about, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to be cooking, like it or not. This is a cool design, huh? You have to make sure you've got enough eggs for Smidgy. There's your reason for Sam's Club. Smidgy won't be here. And I don't cook eggs for Jamie's dogs because now this is horrible. Jamie's dogs are so spoiled. They have a special diet. And I wouldn't know how to fix it. That's why they have to take their dogs everywhere, because nobody can take care of them. Because their dogs eat a special diet. Yeah, they're very spoiled dogs. Very spoiled dogs. And they get no people food. None at all. I'm sure they wouldn't let them have an egg. They're really, really nice. Well, I haven't met the baby one yet. They got a new puppy since they were here. So I haven't met the puppy yet. But Jamie sends me baby pictures of the puppy. And this dog looks like a full grown, yeah, like he's not little anymore. I missed his baby steps. So he's going to be a full blown, over 100-pound dog, I think. And they've got 3 of them. So I'm going to have a house full of dog. When I die, I want to come back as Jamie and Jill's dogs. They live a very, very good life. So what's weird is some of this paper like absorbs the water so rapidly that I can't even get paint down before it's absorbed it. That's really weird. And I'll see how Robert deals with the dogs in the house. I mean, it's been okay in the past, but yeah. No, Jamie's dogs are well trained. That's one thing I will say. They are very well trained. And I have a breezeway, a porch that they can hang out on unless it's just too cold. So I'm not necessarily worried about that. But no, his dogs are very well trained. When he speaks, they listen. I can't remember if, I think it was the old dog that they actually sent to training. So yeah, but yeah, I'm not worried about the dogs being untrained, and they're very friendly. And now that the my neighbor next door used to have blue heelers, and we don't have fences out here. It just 1 yard into the next yard into the next yard, and so the dogs were forever, you know, the blue heelers were so protective that they would want to chase Jamie's dogs. And Jamie's dogs, they're a bunch of glutes, you know, they just run around thinking everybody's friendly and happy and wants to pet on them. And the blue heelers were more protective, but they're gone now. So I think the dogs will do better. Yeah, being free outside. They'll just run out my door and run down, jump in the lake. That's what they like to do. So we'll see. It'll all work out. It always has. It's fun having them since Robert and I don't have any pets, you know. And as of now, I have no intentions of getting any. Lucy's trained you. That's usually how it goes, Devin. The dog trains you. But these are hunting dogs, labs, retriever, you know. So Jamie has them very well trained. They have to listen to him, and if you throw something, they will go get it and return it to you. And they retrieve in the water. So, yeah, they're water dogs. They love the water. So I'll just be dealing with the smell of wet dog. How about that? I think that's true of most pets, though, Devin. They train you. You don't train them. They train you. I haven't had a dog since I moved from Boulder. I've had cats, but after I had to have the last one put down, that about killed me. And I thought, I can't do this again. Plus, I'm getting at an age where I don't think it's fair to the animal to get them if you're not going to be able around to see them through the end of their life, you know? So I've been very hesitant about getting another pet. I think it would be fun for Robert, and I think that's why we enjoy having my brother's dogs so much, is it's fun to have him here, and it's fun to snuggle with them and pet them and stuff like that. And I if you'd have asked me, I would have said I will always have a pet. But yeah, after I had to put Roxy down, I was done. I was like, I'm not doing that again. I've done it too many times. But yeah, I'd love to have a pet, but just I don't think my lifestyle right now is well suited to pets. And when we didn't have a fence, that was another thing, not having a fence and having those dogs, those very protective dogs next door, who I liked very much. I very much liked the blue heelers. That's the kind of dog I would probably want to get. Training a puppy with those dogs around would have been a flipping nightmare. So that was another thing that I always thought, you can't do that. Or put up a fence, which I'm not willing to do. Yeah, if I was going to get anything, I would get an elderly cat, maybe whose owner has passed or for whatever reason needs a home. I would never get a kitten again because, cats can live a long, long time. They could outlive me at this point. So, yeah, just probably not the most prudent thing to do. And fortunately, my brother shares Smidgy with me sometimes, so I get to pretend like I have a pet. If I could have a little dog like Smidgy, oh, that would be heaven. I would love that. And she did really good this time. I let her off leash quite a bit. And without those dogs next door, she was really good about staying close. And so, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a Smidgeroo around here. Maybe someday soon they'll have automated pets where they don't have to go outside to go to the bathroom. All they do is sit around and lick you and hug you, and you don't have to feed them. Maybe give them a little electricity now and then. That's how scary our world is getting, that our companions are going to be freaking robots. Like Bob, my vacuum. He's my companion. It's a strange time we live in with AI and everything. Not being able to tell what's real or not anymore. Crazy. Oops, too much water. I've seen ads on YouTube of animated dogs for pets. Yeah, Belinda, in my mind, it's only truly, it's a matter of time. Anybody in an apartment can get themselves a robot dog or whatever. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. I guess you get to an age where you feel nostalgic for your youth, like, wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have smartphones, and kids could go out in the street and play kick the can until midnight, like we did. And, so I don't know. I really, I hate seeing some of the things that technology has done. But then on the other hand, I truly love some of the advantages of technology. So, yeah, it's kind of a quandary. I'd love to know what my grandmother would think of some of the technologies we have now. You know, she lived for 100 years and, you know, from a time before cars to now we have self-driving cars. I'd love to know what she would think about some of this. You want to go back to the 90s? See, I'd go back further than that. I'd probably go back to the 60s, 70s. It just seemed like a much more wholesome time. But that was when I was a kid, so, you know, naturally I was carefree but yeah, I'd love to know what my grandmother would think about the stuff we have now. Because she said, I mean, they didn't have electricity, indoor plumbing. Cars were not even, I mean, she did live to see cars, obviously, but, and indoor plumbing and all this stuff, you know, and I'm sure they appreciated the technology at the time, but a flush toilet is not as scary as AI, you know what I'm saying? 60s, 70s for you too, Kat? Yeah, me too. Hi, Vanessa. Um, yeah, but I think that's just part of aging is you feel a little nostalgic for, you know, things that were comfortable and familiar but I'll be the first one to say I definitely like some of the technology now, but I'm not sure that smartphones, well, we won't have them much longer. They'll just implant a chip in you. And society won't fight that. They should, but they won't. And all your money and yeah, everything will be done. And a chip somewhere in you. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I just think it is a thing. We're rapidly heading that way. But I did see something Elon Musk was talking the other day about his Neuralink company, which I think is just absolutely remarkable, that he's going to be able to allow people who have lost their mobility, give them the opportunity to walk again. People who have lost their hearing will hear again. People who have lost their sight will have sight again. So in that regard, I think it's just absolutely remarkable. You know, I remember Christopher Reeves when he was paralyzed, talking about being able to walk again. You know, he just wanted to walk again and he wanted to live until they could implant something in him so he could have mobility again. And we're there. I mean, I think within 6 months, Musk said, blind people, he could implant the software so that blind people could see again. You're a pessimist? Oh, I believe it. Well, he's already got disabled people walking. There are videos of that out there that he's already accomplished that. But sight, that's a whole nother thing, you know, but he's saying he can, and I'll get this all wrong, so don't quote me here, but they'll be able to use a camera, obviously, and then spark things in your brain that will literally show you a picture of what you can't see. Thank you, Kat. All right, so there's all the areas. I'll pull out just a little bit. And I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with the white areas, except this one right there. Where's my waterproof pen? And probably that nib will work. Hang on. That line ends right there. I'm going to go ahead and draw it over to the other one, just so it's just not hanging out there. and it'll look like we meant that to be that way. Okay, I'm gonna hit this with the heat gun, help it dry a little bit so I can work on top of it. I like the color though. I like the blue and the white. And the it being warped like that, the warp will go away as it dries. Ruth, why do you keep doing question mark? I saw that earlier. Do you have a question? Okay, I'll take a minute real quick. It's pretty, well, I'll just stay away from the damp areas, which might be hard. Oh, thumbs up. Okay. All right, let me show you. This is a Zentangle design called Quilts, Quiltz, I think. And you have lines like this, and of course they'd be evenly spaced. Lines like this. And then you watch me draw the lines like this, going this way. It would be so much easier if they were evenly spaced. And then this way. Okay. And so the one I'm going to draw, and I'll do it in ink so you can kind of see. In the middle of each square, there's an X. Draw a cross in that, and then draw the edges of that to the corners. And it makes a really, really cool design. So that's what I'm going to do with the blue pencil. And then hopefully I can fade it out toward the edges. You were cleaning your screen? That's cool. During World War II, you stayed at Grandma's cottage and the loo was up in the garden in a shed. The men had to take turns at emptying the buckets. That sounds disgusting, Dorothy. We had my grandmother, or my mother had an uncle. He was my great uncle, Uncle Ben, and he was really a very eccentric man. He was a doctor, and his brother was a jeweler in New York. Both of them, most eccentric people you have ever met in your life. But Uncle Ben owned a little cabin up in the mountains in Colorado, and this would have been in the 60s. And it had an outdoor bathroom. I wouldn't go anywhere near that thing. I would not touch a thing. But then we went camping and we'd have to use outdoor restrooms all the time. So I don't know why I was such a weenie. But yeah, Uncle Ben had a outhouse. he had an interesting way of doctoring too. He would always test us kids, and I'm not sure why, because he was not our doctor, but he would always test us kids to see if we were alkaline or acid. And then he'd give my mother a bunch of instructions about how to fix us. I'm not sure if it worked. I'm not sure Mother did what he said anyway. But yeah, he was a funny, eccentric man. All right. Still pretty, I think it's dry enough to work on. This corner is the driest. That must be where I started. So hopefully I'll be able to see here where I need to draw my crosses so I can complete the design. And if it's too dark, I can always get it wet again, but I'm not going to do that till the very end. No more water on this thing, and I need a real sharp pencil. Neither of your grandmas had indoor anything, no running water, nothing, really. Now, my grandmother here in Oklahoma, she was Native American, and the Indians in Oklahoma had been given quite a bit of money at that time. My grandmother down here probably lived, well, it's actually on the internet, in one of the most beautiful houses you've seen. Now, they didn't have showers. You couldn't take a shower in her house, but very ornate bathrooms. And one of my favorite things about her house was they had a stairway. My grandmother, well, that grandmother didn't have a maid, but they had maids' quarters in the upstairs part of the house. And there was a staircase that went from the kitchen upstairs to the maids' quarters. Ah, that staircase was so much fun to play in. And they would tell us, don't you kids play in that. Man, first thing I did when we got to her house, whoop, right up to the staircase, man. My favorite part. She should have whipped my butt, but she never would. She loved me. All right, do you see what I'm doing here? I'm drawing that design. So you can see the design. I just think it's going to look cool. But I'm only doing it in there. Now, what I'm going to do in the white lines, I don't know yet. Were they given the money for the oil? It depends on which tribe you were, CB. That grandmother was Cherokee. The Cherokees got one settlement, and my grandfather on the other side was Osage, and they were given land. So, for example, and it was vast amounts of land. When I got the deed, I guess, or the property description for my house, it went all the way back to the Indian land grant. And the Indians on that side of my dad's family were, you would consider them very wealthy Indians. But even on my, and I can't think of the name for it, but it's a book of about this thick of everything that's happened to this property since the land grant. And when I got the land grant for my property, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, Could have been my great-great-grandfather. Now, this is step-grandparents, okay? This was not my biological grandparents. These were my step-grandparents. But the land that my house sits on was owned by my stepdad's great-granddad, I think. They had vast amounts of land. Like if you think a quarter section was a lot of land, and he lived as the crow fly, well, no, on driving, it would take me 45 minutes to drive where he was from. Enormous amounts of land. And because my dad was half Cherokee and half Osage, he got benefits from both tribes. He got mineral rights from the Osage, and I can't remember. Oh, the Cherokees was a one-time cash payout to his mother. So he didn't get anything from the Cherokees, except that they got so much benefits. And my brother's family to this day gets them. They get free music lessons. There's a lot of benefits that the Indians still get. Healthcare, of course. Yeah. I hope I'm doing this right. There, that's the one. Okay. Yeah. So, but the Indians got quite a payout. The Indians in Oklahoma, they got a lot of payout. And that's how my grandmother lived in the fanciest house in, I'm looking for the X here, in Bonita, Oklahoma, because she could afford to buy that bad boy. And to me, coming to Oklahoma was like going to Disneyland, you know. I'm going to leave that one until I can figure it out. But yeah, I loved coming to Oklahoma. And my brother is the only, well, my brother and his kids are the only well, there's other Martins, but yeah, all the other Martins have passed away or moved away. So, but they still do have big gatherings. They all come back. And I think a lot of people don't realize that the Indians did get a lot of benefits. And I don't think many people realize that. Like my nieces and nephews, they could get free music lessons. Yeah, there's still just a ton of benefits. Now I'm having to think about what I'm doing here. I'll hold this up in just a second so you guys can see it. And there's still quite a few Native Americans in Oklahoma. And I'm pressing down harder intentionally. And we still have reservations in Oklahoma. See if that was like that. It would be like that and like that. And they're self-governing. So, yeah, I think there's a lot that people don't know about the whole Indian culture. I did my dad's genealogy, and all of the libraries around here have extensive records of the heritage and the genealogy lines and stuff like that. I did it with my dad's, let's see, would be, oh, I didn't mean to do that. My dad's nephew. He just passed away not long ago. But yeah, that was interesting to do. There was a lot of white people who took advantage of that whole thing. When we were researching it, Rock would call me and say, "Did you see this?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, that doesn't seem right, does it?" And he'd be like, "No." But yeah. You have to be careful what you hear and what you believe. Let's see. That would be a line there and a line there. Yep. I can't see. I'll have to redraw that and go back in. Hubby's cousin in the swamps of Louisiana married two sisters from the Indian tribe down there and now live oil money distributing. Yeah, that's not at all uncommon. When my dad died, of course, it's been my brothers inherited it, but when my dad was alive, he got quarterly checks for mineral rights. Now, keep in mind, these checks were no longer, and it was all oil money. They weren't enough that you could live on them, but it sure helped make life more comfortable, you know. Free money coming in. I hope I'm doing the right X's here. So anybody who got on the rolls back in the day, depending on the tribe, yeah, they're still getting payouts. And my nieces and nephews will get it as well when my brother passes. Can you guys see? Focus, you freak. Let me get the focus, you freak sign out. Come on. Work with me here. Yeah, that's so annoying when the camera doesn't. There we go. When the camera doesn't want to focus. All right. in the edges where I'm having difficulty seeing, I'll go back in and fill that in later. I'll have to maybe redraw some of the grid, but that's okay. Would be a lot easier if I could see the grid, but I wanted it pushed into the background. That's why I did it the way I did it. Is the camera screwing up? It might be better if I move out a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. Focus, you freak. And these are not perfect by a long shot, but the effect is the same regardless. All right. I'm not always going to go up to the edge because I'm going to go back in and blur those a little bit so it looks like they're just melting into the background. Yeah, like that. Hi, Jetta. I hope I pronounced that right. I don't know if I do or not. I apologize if I don't. I'll just blame being an Okie. That one, it would be right about there, I think. I'm guessing right there. I'm going to have to draw that in a little bit just so I can see. Okay, it would be there. Would be there. Would be there. Okay. Whew. It would have been probably good for me to draw this a little bit bigger too, but here we are. I think those are wrong. I'm going to erase them right now. Either those are wrong or those are wrong. So I'm going with these. When I pause for a minute, my brain is having to recalibrate. Yeah, that would be there. Okay, got it. Yeah, it's not recalibrating right, I don't think. There we go. One more down in here somewhere. Well, this is kind of what I envisioned. Now I've just got to figure out, and since I have all you creative brains in the chat, I wanted to see what it would look like if I left the grid in the background. What would you do with the lines in between? Would you leave them white, or would you do something in them? Just curious. Oops, got a little carried away there. Helps if my pencil stays sharp. Ugh. Sorry, yeah. Checking myself. Maybe black lines with white dots. I thought about that. Leave white as busy already. We'll see, but when you get up close, you can see the grid lines in between, which I kind of like. So I'm thinking it may end up staying just like it is. My hearing must be way more acute when everything's better with white or gold dots. Well, another thing I could do is where these black lines are, I could do that outline in gold. I thought about adding gold because, agreed, Dee Dee, now that I love that gold, everything is better with gold and black. I can't argue. Okay, so this would have been like that, yeah. It would help if my crosses were a little bit straighter. They don't have to be perfect, but a little bit would help. Up there, I'm going to have to redraw the grid. Draw in the white, Starla. Draw the grid lines in gold. That might be cool. So it goes ahead and turns gold in the in between areas. That might be really cool. All right. Well, thanks for the ideas, you guys. I'm not sure what I'll end up doing. I'm obviously not going to get this done, and I may not get it done the rest of the week. I don't know, because starting tomorrow, I'm going to be very disciplined about getting my stuff done. No art until my stuff is done. That's going to be the rule for this week. So I have a menu planned. Yeah. Going to be very strict with my bad self.
Okay. I don't know where I'm at.
I'll just lay it all down. I'll go through it later. Oh, hand me that stuff because I might have Happy Mail that I want to open in that. Okay. And the rest just lay there and I'll take care of it.
This is, I think it's,
Oh, no, this is Nikki's stuff. Ah, bummer, dude. I thought I got a present. Nope. No presents for me.
oh,
Yeah, that's my
This-
stuff.
Robert Vaughn.
That's junk. All right.
And there's a,
Set it down. Robert brought the mail in. I was hoping I had Happy Mail. Don't. Bye, Ego Brain. Yeah, I'm telling you, just leave it over there. I'll get it later.
all right, you want, I'll just tear this up.
Or just leave it there.
Oh.
No Happy Mail for me. We're still getting the neighbor's mail. She might be coming home tomorrow. All right. I think I did pretty good on that. All right, now I'm tempted to just for a little experiment try the gold. We can try it in a corner. And if we don't like it, go with plan B. Because you guys probably are tired of this by now. All right, let's see if I'm coordinated enough. Just going to do a little experiment here. Oops. I think, yeah, this still has gold ink in it. All right. We don't have plan B, Belinda. We're making it up as we go along. But I'm thinking I might like this. Let's see how steady my hand is. Ooh. Yep, I need to clean that nozzle. I can always go back over it with black. I like that pretty good. But being able to do this whole thing, keeping my hands steady for that, I don't know. See why I love me a ruler, you guys? No plan's a good plan. Well, that's what we're winging it today, but I actually do end up liking this. So I'm glad I went ahead and did it. Not necessarily the gold. I mean just the watercolor with Yeah. Now I got to get the needle back in the nozzle. That's where the whole plan comes apart. Hang on. The bottle and the tip were a gift from Starla Arts, who's in chat, because I whine all the time about, and there's got to be an easier way to get this little needle in there. I think that one top comes off. It's just stuck right now. But anyway, all right, I'll just stick a needle in it and deal with it after I'm off stream. But yeah, Starla sent me this, and I can't remember. Starla, where did you say you got this? But yeah, you can draw with the gold ink with this. I think they have them on Amazon, but I'm not sure where Starla got it. With the addition of the gold, I now like the grid in the background. Okay, yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. Focus, you freak! There we go. Can you see it? The gold is kind of hard to see in the camera. But yeah, I'm going to leave that grid in the background. I'm not going to fill it in. They have them on Amazon, many to choose from. Okay. Okay. Starla's saying you can get it on Amazon or Hobby Lobby. All right. So I'm going to have to get a real steady hand, which means I'll go all the way around the edge with this too. And I'll figure out how to do that with a ruler. All right. Back to my rat killing here. This has got to be about right there. Okay, let's see. Or there. Yeah, there. I think. All right. You've used the needle tip with a ruler. All right, since we've got it right here and haven't put the cap back on yet, let's go ahead and goober it up. I do have one of my rulers that has, if you're going to use ink up next to a ruler, like if you've got a metal one with a cork back, that raises it up off the paper enough so that your ink won't run underneath your ruler. But if you're going to use a ruler like this, I just usually put a piece of washi underneath or a piece of masking tape or something, just enough to lift it up off the paper. Don't start goobering yet. Okay, it ran a little bit. So I think what I would do here is I'd put another piece of washi and lift it up just enough. But I'm going to get a thicker line of the gold. Now I've got gold all over the place because I'm so special that way. Thanks for that bottle, Starla. It's awesome. Awesome. Fine line applicator is what Starla's calling it. So, yeah, I've got gold everywhere now. Woot woot. All right, can you see that? And it is raised a little bit. So I'll get that perfected and I'll be able to go around the edges with the gold. So, but yeah, see how it left a mark on my thing? Because it ran up under. So I'll just put a thicker piece of tape there. Masking tape is actually perfect. Washi might be a little thin. And I still don't like this silicone craft mat, in case you're wondering. I just haven't ordered another one. But yeah, I'm not at all happy. with this silicone craft mat. Driving me crazy. Everything sticks to it. I have to say, though, it is easy to clean up. Man, cleanup is a snap with silicone craft mat. You use a ruler with cork on the back to keep the ruler. Yeah, see, that's what I have too. I just love these see-through rulers so much. But yeah, I have a cork-backed one too, Starla. So yeah, I'll be able to use that. Woot woot. Yep, this is going to be cool now. Now I'm happy. Happy, happy, happy. All right, so this is this one. I think it's still really weird if you're in the States. It's been all over the news lately about Savannah Guthrie's mom. I think it's really strange that we have not found or even have apparently any good leads on her whereabouts. That's just the weirdest thing to me, you guys. I'm finding it so hard to believe that they have zero clues about where that woman disappeared to. 84-year-old woman. If you're not in the States, I'll tell you quickly. Savannah Guthrie is a, oh, I don't want to say an anchor because she's not really an anchor. She's a morning news or those morning shows. She's a host on one of those. Been around for years and years and years, and I think everybody knows Savannah Guthrie if you've ever turned on the Today Show or whatever show she's on. I don't watch them, but anyway, her 84-year-old mother was abducted, and they were thinking it was like a kidnapping for ransom. Yeah, morning talk show host Dee Dee got it good. But anyway, this 84-year-old woman, I mean, they have a video of a guy at her front door. I mean, she's obviously been abducted out of her house at like 2:30 in the morning. And they have found no sign of her since. Yeah, I think they cleared the family. Yep. But I'm thinking with all it going back to technology now, with all the technology we have and cameras on every street corner, which we do in the United States now. I mean, I don't think it has to even be a big city or anything. I think every town now has cameras on every street corner. And maybe it would be like out where I live. We don't have cameras out here. But I just can't believe that in a town like Tucson, they haven't figured out something. I mean, maybe I'm the sap here and I don't understand anything, but I just can't believe that they haven't. Yeah, they haven't figured out even a clue, really. They don't even know where to look. Yeah, her neighborhood is pitch black and houses way off the street. They may not be giving details of their leads, though. That could be Devin. Yeah, I can't believe that it has had so much news coverage and absolutely what appears to me to be very few really good leads so that they could find this woman. I hope nobody ever abducts my dumb ass. Well, if anybody ever abducted my dumb ass, this is how it would work out. They would be calling the family the next day saying, when can we return her and how much do we owe you? That's what would happen if somebody abducted me. We've had enough. Take her back. She's a thorn in our side. Just take her. Please take her. But yeah, it's been so much in our news. It was for 2 weeks, absolutely wall to wall coverage. I mean, they talked of nothing else. And I'm just so freaked out that they haven't found something. Yeah. You guys think they'd return you too? Yeah, it wouldn't be very long before they'd say, it was a good plan when we thought it, but yeah, it didn't work out that way. She has a mouth like a sailor. She's called us every name in the book. Yeah, take her. All right, yeah, that's working out better now. And I prayed and prayed, and I'm still praying that they find her alive. But I think every day that goes by, the likelihood of them finding her alive, you guys, gets fewer and fewer. I hate to say that because I wish it wasn't so, but yeah, I think the likelihood of Savannah getting her mother back alive at this point is going to be really rare. But I want them to find and punish whoever the rotten son of a bitch is that took her. I'm surprised you're using a crayon instead of a fine liner. Is there a reason? I'm surprised you are using a crayon instead of a fine liner. Oh, this? Because I wanted the color. The color match. This color matches this. So that's why I'm late, kind of late. What are you working on? Oh, it's just a design that Belinda had sent me this. Belinda and I don't know, kind of got to be friends when I was doing, was it Art Salute Beginner kind of art? And Belinda sent me a whole package. Those aren't hers. I think these are hers. Okay. Of different designs that she had drawn geometric kind of designs. This is the other one of hers that I need to work on. And this is on washi sticker paper. So when I do this one, chances are very good I'm going to cut it up. Belinda, I thought I had your finished one right here. Oh, I do. Yeah, so she sent me one that she had completed. And we were doing this kind of art and doodling in it and stuff like that. And so she was kind enough to send me a bunch of different designs and stuff. And there's another copy of this. And so I don't know. I've just been kind of hoarding them, hanging on to them. And then I decided today I'm going to do one of Belinda's arts that she sent me. So, yeah. And then these are some that I did and mailed out to some of the fibs. And I'll do those eventually. And this was the Oblivious Mind kind of art, which I never finished. So yeah, I'm doing some Belinda art with some Zentangle and watercolor. You think she's gone too? Yeah. I think you'd be crazy not to at this point be suspecting. Well, and just 84 with a pacemaker without her medicine. Yeah, I think at some point you've got to get realistic about what are the odds that they were able to care for her to the extent that she needed care. That's just my thinking. And the kind of scumbag that would literally abduct an 84-year-old sick woman, would they even give a rat's ass about getting her the care that she deserves, That's another thing. So, yeah. My guess is no, probably not. And I don't want to think that way, but I guess you can always continue to hope. I mean, but I think at some point you've got to get realistic about what are the odds. It's very repetitive, but I like how it looks in the end. Another thing I could do, and I'd thought about this, somewhere in here, you know, just along an edge or something. And if I end up cutting it down, if there's any part of it that I decide I didn't do good on, or yeah, whatever, cut it down to fit in the scabby hunt, I may end up adding, you know, a square or something to it and putting a quote on it. Belinda, I found some paint on Amazon that is thicker, that worked pretty well. I'll look for it and tell you. In fact, I'll write myself a note. And it was pretty inexpensive, and you got like 6 or something different colors. Yeah. And I think it comes in the little squeeze bottles with the nozzles, which made it very cool. Because, yeah, I didn't have the right kind of paint either. So I had to go shopping, and it's kind of a heavy body kind of paint. Yeah, I'll send it to you on IG. Or if anybody else is interested, I'll go find it right now. Why? Sometimes my brain just, you wrote it down somewhere. I'll find it for you and send it to you again. All right, so that's how that goes. Sometimes my brain just doesn't want to kick in. Man, that's scary. It's barely functional as it is, for Pete's sake. Sometimes doing something like this on stream is kind of dangerous because it does help if you can think while you're doing it. And I'm not sure that streaming leads to good. Oh, there you go. Look it. Cat got it. Ah, you guys are the best, I swear to God. That's it. I could have looked it up in my swatch book. Okay, you guys, when I do dumb stuff like that, say, hey, it's going to be in your swatch book. Duh. And all I have to do is pull out my swatch book and look, and it will be right there. Duh. I have to remember that. That's why I went to all that trouble. You found it on a piece of scrap paper? That's funny. But I thought it was pretty reasonably priced. And I didn't mind paying for it kind of as an experiment. And it does hold, like if you put a little drop out, it holds its shape pretty well. I was pleasantly surprised at that. And I did write to her one time and ask, what paint do you use? And she did a list of supplies that she uses commonly, but she didn't include the kind of paint. I was like, I only want to know the paint. That too much to ask around here? Apparently it was. All right, now this one I've got a little wonky. That's all right. We're going to make it work. And I may play with this whole design again because I like the I like how it, pops out in the open areas. And then is more subtle. And doing it with the watercolor pencil seems to be just about right. So yeah, I may mess with this some more. I kind of like this. I'm not sure that this is exactly what I was envisioning, but yeah, something very much like this. So yeah, I'm glad the way it worked out. And I'll try it with different colors as well. Let me see, this would be one here, I think. And now I'm going to have to redraw the grid. So while listening, I've been poked, prodded, x-rayed, made a loop through Walmart to get tangerines. Now sitting in, oh, Brenda, go home and take a big old nap. Okay, a question I have, Brenda, is did you get poked and prodded at Walmart? Is that a new service you get down at the Walmarts? 2 pokes and a prod on sale for you today, lady. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to, I think it's right there. We'll see. Yeah, that'll work. If they start poking and prodding me, I might have to start walking back into Walmart. Price rollbacks on probes today. Pokes half off. 2 for 1. Pokers come to the back of the store. Oh, there's something wrong with me. We could start making coupons for pokes. Walmart is dangerous for me. I cannot recommend enough doing I've got something in my eye, you guys. Doing the Walmart pickup. I didn't realize that I did as much impulse shopping as I must have done. Because my Walmart bill, plus you can sign up for Walmart Cash when you do the pickup, and you save money on certain items. I don't know which items they are. They just say they save me money, and I'm always happy about it. But I have to say, I am saving a ton of money not walking in that damn store. I'm not even kidding you guys. It's noticeable that I'm not spending as much money. And I'm getting everything we need. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah. I would say do Walmart pickup, you'll save money. And I think a lot of times, damn it, I do the line the wrong way. Like if I'd see something at Walmart, I'd say, oh, that'd be fun to try. I still do that to some extent, but yeah, I have to say, I am absolutely certain I've done it long enough now that I can tell you with absolute certainty that not walking into Walmart is saving me money. I'd be interested to see on the other end if Walmart would say that pickup has been costing them money, but not that many people are doing it. I'm always surprised that when I go to do my pickup, there aren't more cars in the pickup area. And I'm also surprised at the number of men. Now, maybe they're picking up for their wives. I don't know. But I have observed far more men doing Walmart pickup than I have women, which surprises me. And it could be wives are just saying, go down to Walmart, pick up my stuff. But I highly recommend it. You fell Saturday. My back is beyond painful and my knee is swollen. None of it broke. All titanium parts stuck in. Oh, wow. Brenda. Oh, one cracked rib. It doesn't even hurt, I guess, because other parts. Oh, Brenda. That could be true, Devin. Yeah, that men just avoid shopping at all costs. I don't know. But I was surprised at the number of men I've seen doing the old Walmart pickup thing. But anyway, I recommend it. Did I just do that right? I think so. Yeah, I think I did. All right, brain is giving out on me apparently. So when it's all finished, you can kind of see how it's going to look. And then I'll do let me see. I have thicker washi here. You haven't been inside a grocery store since the latter part of 2018. Oh my gosh. That's funny, Brenda. Oh, look at this. Also ends up in, yeah, see, that would be my, yeah, I've got this ruler that I'm eager to get the gold on. No, I'll do the whole thing. Should lift it up off the paper enough. I'm going to test it once. I've thought about doing Sam's Club pickup since I've started doing the Walmart, how easy it works and how awesome it is. Uh-oh, come on. Oh, look at what I did. That's so stupid of me. Get it writing before you put it to paper. Okay, this is going to take some practice. As much as I want to do it for you guys, I'm going to have to practice a little bit. I'll try the cork ruler real quick. Now I don't have a rag to wipe it off with. Oh, okay, here's one. You can say I always have rags here or napkins or something. All right, let me try the cork. Maybe I won't be able to use my most favorite rulers, but Okay, Starla, I think you're right. I'm going to have to use the cork back. And try not to squeeze your bottle. Yeah, when it starts running, you're going to have to stop. It's going to take some practice. It's going to take some practice. I'll get it. I will get it if it's the last thing I do. Let's go ahead just so we don't end up with gold everywhere. Where's my little, and I picked the smallest one. Golly. I am so annoying sometimes. All right, now I won't have gold everywhere. Just let gravity do its thing. Yeah, just don't squeeze. I know. Ugh. All right, I'll just keep practicing. Just let gravity do it. Okay. That is puking out some serious gold here. I'm not squeezing. It's puking out a lot. I mean, I like it bumped up like that. But when it starts flowing, you got to keep your hand moving. And you better be ready when it starts flowing. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to definitely practice that. Because cleaning that up is not going to be as easy as whiteout. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? All right. Put this aside so I don't wreck everything. Text you later. I will, Starla. Yeah, let me play with it a little bit and see. I was wanting to do another couple of those little gold ones, but oh well. I'm going to have to practice because I'm not very good at it. Doesn't mean I can't get good. Just means I'm not good now. And I want to do it enough that I'll put forth the effort. Okay, I'm going to end this stream about 2:30, okay, you guys? Means you've been watching me do this for 2.5 hours, that's just got to be freaking torture. I'm sorry. That should have gone up there. Oh, well. And there's a box there that I can't, well, I'm going to go ahead and. If I was going to do it again, I might make the lines a little bit darker so I'm not struggling so hard to see them. But it could be, too, that when I get my new glasses, everything will be clear. I don't know. We shall see, right? I'm going to call up there this afternoon and maybe take a trip tomorrow. I'm going to see what the weather's like because we're supposed to be getting rain every day this week. So And I'm not driving up there in the rain. Just not doing it. So oh, you goofball. Yeah. Cleaning out your daughter's room has been good for my craft stash. Alcohol markers she used. Cool, Brenda. Okay, Devin's taking off. I'll see you later. I'm going to take off too here pretty quick. You guys got a good idea, and you don't need to sit and watch me do this. How much I'll go up to the edge, I don't know, because on the ones that I've gone up to the edge on, I'm going to go back and kind of wash them out a little bit so they just kind of disappear into that edge. So yeah. Yeah, I'll just like erase a little bit of it so it just at some point just stops into the border. And wish me luck with that gold pen. I think I'll be able to get it. Who knows when I'll have time though. But I hope it's getting very spring-like wherever you are. I know I'm tickled to death that we're starting to get some more spring-like weather. So I hope it is for you guys too. And when do we do daylight savings? That's coming up here pretty quick, isn't it? Spring ahead? I think that's coming up. Is it this weekend? You're making eyelet lace. It reminds me of the lace my grandma made. Hi, Judy. Is that what this is called? Okay, well, this is an eyelet lace. Superb drawing. Made in Oklahoma. How do you like that? You like that? Thanks for the info there, Judy. But yeah, just so you can kind of see, I'm hoping the whole thing at some point will look like this little corner here where the lace is kind of poke. Lace is a good idea, name for it. Yeah, poking out from the background. That's what I'm hoping the whole thing will look like when I'm done. It'll look very cool looking. March 8th. That's only in like 5 days. Ugh. That's while the kids are here, actually. So it's this weekend coming up. Spring ahead. That means it'll be 3:30, which means lighter in the evening, which I'm glad for. You like it, CB? Yep, this weekend. Does that mean I get an hour's sleep or I lose an hour's sleep? It means I'm going to get my hour's sleep back, right? Because I would normally be going to bed. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure this out. Yeah. So anyway, I will finish this. I don't know when. I really don't. I'm not sure that I'm going to have a whole lot of time in the next day or so, especially if I go to Joplin tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I will be at Dee Dee's. And then Wednesday afternoon, I really have to get my button gear. Yeah, I really have to get my button gear. I think it'll be fun when I'm done with it. Sorry I didn't finish it. Spent a lot of time, didn't I? Anyway, what are we going to do? You lose an hour? Oh, that's awesome. You'll lose an hour. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to take off. Keep our military in your prayers, if you would, please. Yeah. Go out in the world, be kind. And don't forget that I love you guys. See you. Bye.